I'm about to tattoo my own leg. And I think this is the start of my leg sleeve. Hi everyone, I'm a cosmetic tattoo artist and this is the start of my leg sleeve. Sometimes I do tattoos on myself to practice and just because I like tattoos, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So first off, I'm just going to start out with making my stencil. I actually found this design off Pinterest and I did change it up a bit to kind of make it more my own. But I'm just going to start by trying to outline that stencil and get it on the stencil paper. I'm not sure if it's my stencil paper or my pen or what I'm using, but it's always really hard for me to get the stencil actually transferred onto the stencil paper. Something about, I don't know if it's my pen or just maybe I don't have that great of quality of stencil paper, but I always have to press really hard to get those lines, that carbon transferred to the stencil paper. Alright, and at this point I have already cleaned my leg with alcohol pads and also some green soap, and now I am applying some numbing cream just because I want to try to make it as comfortable as possible while I'm tattooing my leg, make sure my hand isn't like shaking at all. So yeah, I'm just gonna apply that numbing cream, let that sit for 30 minutes while I finish the rest of my stencil. Also, disclaimer, I did have to do another stencil because when I tried to transfer this one onto my leg, it totally blurred. I had too much stencil cream on there, so it totally blurred and I ended up having to completely redo this stencil. So when I put it on, you'll notice it's a little bit smaller, but it is the same design, just a little bit smaller, and I had to separate it up differently. This is the finished results. And now you can see the stencil is just a little bit smaller and cut up a little bit differently, so it's a little bit easier for me to work with. But yeah, I'm just going to place those stencils on there and then we can get to work. The finished product, I'm going to go ahead and start tattooing. I'm trying to let that dry as much as possible before I start working, and now is the tough decision on where I should start. I honestly don't know if I would do this area of my leg again, just because I'm not super tall, but it is kind of hard to reach down on my lower leg and do that. But it ended up being fine. I was just pretty sore afterwards. Right now, I'm just going to work on all of that line work, kind of get my lines, and it ended up being pretty comfortable on the top part. It was just when I got towards the end, it was harder for me to reach down towards the bottom. Now I'm going to go ahead and start shading in the leaves and the butterflies and stuff. Also, I didn't mention I am using a 3RL needle for this, a quadrant 3RL needle. I used it for the lining and I'm also going to use it for the shading as well. I really like fine line tattoos, so I kind of want like more of a minimal, elegant look. Alright, just finishing more shading. I will mention this took me all day. It was literally quite starting to get dark right then, so I was kind of struggling. Definitely starting to hurt a little bit. Also, the tattoos on my upper leg, I did those as well, so I have definitely had some practice doing it on myself, but I will say the upper leg is a lot easier for me to work on rather than my lower leg. Now I was definitely starting to have some hope. I was so close to being done. I had a couple butterflies and leaves to fill on the bottom, and then that was going to be it for tonight. And that was it. I finished my tattoo. I'm absolutely in love. I had it covered last night with saran wrap and aquaphor to kind of let it soak in, get some moisture. Now I'm just letting it kind of breathe. And then I will definitely show you guys the healed results. I'm super excited. And also, this is part 1. I'm gonna do part 2, part 3, whatever, however long it takes me to fill up my leg. So if you liked this video or enjoyed it or got good out of it, please subscribe and like the video. And also comment tattoo ideas. I would absolutely love to get some ideas of what I should put on my leg. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching.